pencil back.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually.
Not precious about it.
He is.
I've got-
Went to the end of it.
I've still got one. I've still got one. Which is not a book in the tray.
Yeah. It's all mysterious.
There's a Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, it's
35. Right.
So,
Okay.
they might
So
be
you
for
have to
sale.
put something in there. Yeah.
I think when we said about it,
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I've got 4 books on my file at the moment.
you have the list of pictures. Who's on page 35?
Yes, I've got one. But I was looking at it this morning. And it's like, this is so that's a 6. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So, but I haven't got any instructions in it. Right.
There's two people interested in that. There might be somebody
I'm down.
I was just curious. I know, I'm like, oh, right. Okay.
Hello.
Yes. Right. What do they?
Jack, hello. Yes. Hello.
Oh, okay. There is a strip light.
Yes.
Right. And you can hear my phone ringing, therefore you can hear them.
Oh.
That would be John and Roy.
Well,
Someone here? Oh, lovely.
can you hear this, Jack? Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, we've got to take.
Well, I've got Jack. I've got Jack.
Sorts of people on the cameras.
Are you there, Jack? Catherine's all right. Okay. Anyway, we're still there, so we'll get going in a minute, all right? We are live and Jack is watching. I'm going to have a good puff on my pipe and then we'll come back.
I think this will be a bit of a difference. No, is this the minutes here? Or is it?
Top table, we have.
No, you're all right.
I'm in the car.
We're only tiny. They'll never notice it.
You had this straight away after we're working out how many people are watching, didn't
Yeah, and all the business.
That would be me then.
Those two. That's Jack and you. That's not, that's not, no.
Sneaking to the back.
Should we make it stand up there? Shall we?
You were drunk on that.
Good morning, everybody. It's 11 o'clock. So shall we start the annual general meeting of the Romaclub 2024 as we enter our 38th year of existence? On the agenda, first item is a welcome to new members. We have 2 new members here doing their first rally, so if you'd like to all say welcome to them and be nice to them. And we also have at least one member who hasn't been for many, many years and is making a very welcome return. So thank you. It's not him. Oh, right, okay, good. So that's welcome. Apologies. We have apologies come from Helen Davison, Ginny and Carl Julie, Jackie Perris and Barbara McGregor, Gail Cooper and John Heald, Jerry and Sandra Brewis, Eric and Anne Beard, unfortunately, Maureen Barton, and we also have apologies from Alan and Brenda Hall. They do apologise for not being here. And Jackie Norton can't be here in person, but she is watching everything, every move you make on the internet. So the next important item is to approve and sign the minutes of the previous annual general meeting. So can we approve the chairman's report? Does anyone propose an approval of the chairman's report? Yes, Isabel. Second, Keith Lee. And secretary's report. Anyone propose approval? Keith Lee. Second, Jenny. Treasurer's report. Peter.
Conflict of interest, Peter.
Okay, nepotism, isn't it? Second, Keith Lee. And membership report. Proposed. Sheldon proposes it. And Frank Price seconds it. Lovely. So that's all done. Now we come to the horrible bit, which is the election of officers of the club. Now it says in your magazine it's the full committee. That actually isn't the case. There's two people, which is Emma, the labels officer, and Kat, the dispatch officer, who have got another year of tenure to run. But the positions up for re-election are the chairman, vice chair, treasurer, secretary, membership secretary, and rally officer. So is there anyone that wants to volunteer for any of those roles? As expected, there's a lot of blank faces.
Housing membership.
I'll get to that. We have decided at a previous group meeting that chairman, vice chair, secretary and treasurer are all happy to continue in the role on a, well, no. are prepared to continue in the role on an annual rollover basis. If you're happy with that, if someone wants to, yeah, Keith proposes, he's happy with that. Second, yeah. So that does leave the horny question of the rally officer and the membership secretary. Now, the rally officer, probably not vital, because as no one is having their own rallies anymore, it doesn't necessitate, it's not essential to have a rally officer to help facilitate them running their own rallies, because no one runs their own rallies anymore. There are plenty of people that are doing meets, but no one's actually doing rallies. So we can live without a rally officer. But the membership secretary, we do need a membership secretary. And I was going to hand the microphone over to Tamara to give you a lovely spiel about what's entailed, because Tamara, unfortunately, is stepping down. But I gather that Sue is happy to take on membership secretary. So, anyone, shall we take a vote on that? Is everyone happy? Unanimously passed. So that's all done. So we now have a full committee, so we continue, because otherwise it would have meant dissolvement of the club, as we nearly ran it 2-3 years ago. Motions received from members. There haven't been none. There are no members that put any motions in. So that's almost the annual general meeting done. Apart from, I did notice I missed out matters arising from the minutes. And there was one thing that came up last year about metal badges. And we've looked into metal badges and they're really not cheap. And for the sort of run that we would need, 50, 100 metal badges, they're going to come in at between £7.50 and £8.50 per piece. And we felt that this wasn't financially viable to give out metal badges to new members who possibly would never attend a rally and who possibly would only be in the club for a year and then leave. So it didn't seem financially sound to send them an £8 worth of metal badge which they'll never use. So we're happy to get them, but as long as you all agree that we get the badges, but only people that attend the rallies will get the metal badges, because otherwise it's in pointless sending them out to everyone. So can I put that to a vote? Are you in agreement that we do that, sir? So we bring the metal badges to rallies, but you new members won't necessarily get one in a post. Hello.
I'd be perfectly happy to pay for mine, as I said last year.
Yeah.
I have no problem. I don't think they should be given out necessarily free, because like you say, somebody may come one year and never come again. So I think if you made a payment towards it, you might value it a little bit more than having it given away free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shall we change that motion and say that we will buy metal badges and bring them to rallies
They will be made available.
if people were happy to pay a fiver?
They're subsidised, but also I think the thing about it is that there's a lot of people that have got metal badges already, and a lot of them aren't, and a lot of people here have actually been members for more than 2 or 3 years.
I've been a member longer and I didn't get one.
Not that I'm showing it off to. But it's just a way. But I just think for those who have already been long-term members, I think they probably deserve to have one given to them anyway. And it's the newer members possibly not.
Do they have to be metal?
Chris?
Or they do?
I noticed what you said. Do you really need to get 1,500 as a rule?
No, if we were to get 1,500, they come a lot cheaper.
Okay.
Because then they'll come down to about £4, but we don't need 1,500 of them.
I was going to say,
Just a small run of them, like 50 to 100, they become more expensive. The less you get, the more expensive they are.
yeah, that's okay.
Right.
Can I make a suggestion? We're coming up to the 40th anniversary, and I've got an old 1999 cap badge that was on a Isle of Wight thing, and baseball cap. Could you not plan ahead and get something, embroidered badges to sell?
Indeed, yeah, I do heard that Frank has said, could the club get some embroidered badges or baseball caps?
Or for sweatshirts, that sort of thing.
I think
So on.
the plan would be for the 40th anniversary, we're going to get a fairly hefty lovely gift, like we did with the trains 5 years ago.
Right,
So we could look into something along those lines.
My old cap badge is getting very faded.
You're-
Like the one you
Oh, yes, sir.
Any chance of getting any Romaclub stickers for the back of the van? Stickers for the van, yeah.
You have got stickers for the van. You have got.
Yeah, I was saying there should be some about, yeah.
Yeah, I've got them with me, so.
There you are, so.
Okay.
Harry, if you see tomorrow afterwards, you've got some with her.
Yeah, I've got the stickers for the van. They should have, well, it depends when you join, but they're at a certain stage, we started sending them out with the joining.
What website though is on the stickers? Because we've got.
I've cut them all off.
Oh, you've cut them off,
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's why they didn't know, that's why they hadn't been going out. And then when I got them, they'd got whatever year it was when you ordered them. So I just sat there and cut them all off, and then I've been sending them out since then.
Good, well done.
So can we just clarify what's happening with the metal badges?
So the metal badges, what we're going to do as a club, we will get some metal badges produced and we will bring them to rallies, so that people at rallies can have them. So next year, hopefully by September, even, we will have some metal badges.
So can I potentially propose then, because some people mentioned about purchasing them and there's decals and I'd buy a decal, and so should we maybe have some sort of stationery list that we can choose to purchase off of? Some other clubs do that, where you can have a little banner for your van. So it seems like over the years we've all had lots of different stationery. Should we collate it and see who's interested in what?
Suggest subsidised, right? No?
Anybody?
Can you repeat what she said? I might be here.
That's a separate issue from
Emma just said that perhaps we
badges
should
on there.
go a bit further than just metal badges, but actually have a collection of merchandise with the Romaclub logo on, such as decals for the vans, baseball caps, cloth caps, and if we were to move towards having a stock of merchandise, then members could buy that.
I was just thinking, who's going to carry this?
So there are third-party online stores that would fulfill orders. None of us have to keep it in a house somewhere as a stock as such. Obviously that does drive up prices, but we can look into it
I
potentially.
could look into it.
So are you agreeing that we will look into that as an option to have some merchandise? But the main point is you're all in agreement that we will get some metal badges and you're prepared to pay for it. Right, that's passed.
Sheldon, how much are you, if we're going to subsidise the metal badges and people are willing to pay, are we going to say, £4, £5 or?
A fine would make sense, doesn't it? It's a nice round.
Yeah.
So that's minuted. We're going to get metal badges. There's also minuted that we're going to look into a variety of Romaclub merchandise that will be for sale somewhere, somehow.
If we get a metal badge and we're found not wearing them, we won't get fined.
Yes. Yes.
Your dick is short.
So those are the only outstanding things from the minutes of last year. So we move on to any other business. Hurrah. Yes, King.
Then is that thank you as a committee for taking it on as you are, otherwise it would have folded.
Yeah.
So I just say thank
Lynn, at the back over there. In Dobby Corner.
Wait, cross the line with that. I brought this with me. This is it's what they use on boats for very fine cracks in your gel coat on the vans. So there's loads. If anybody wants to try it, they're more than welcome to.
This is for freezing of the gel coat.
It looks like white water, but when you put it on and it dries, it's like a clear varnish. So just right where your crack is. And I did mine 3 minutes ago, and the crack's not that big. But anyone's welcome to try it before you buy it.
What's it called?
I always call it something wrong, but it's called Captain Trolleys Creaking Crack Cure.
Did you all hear Captain Trolley's creeping crack? Crack, crawl, crawl, crawl. Any other business? No, well, that moves us on quite nicely. Lynn's little technical thing there, that moves us on to the question and answer session. Members were asked to submit written answers to any technical questions. There were none. So we're now open to the floor. If anyone has any technical questions in the floor, and I believe someone did. Yes, there you are. There you are.
That was down to me. I'd also like to say actually that having rejoined the Romaclub, it's been really great coming back to this rally. The COVID sort of got in the way and we drifted away really and didn't do very much. But it's been really smashing coming back. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you for your friendship. This is a very geeky question actually, to which there may not be an answer.
Do you want to shout it in that? And then
okay. Okay, can you hear me, Mother?
It should be on.
Okay. Very geeky question. I always wondered whether there are any statistics around as to how many Roma homes were ever built in each category, like how many R20s or how many C15s or whatever. Maybe that's buried away in a drawer somewhere in a Roma home old office somewhere, but I've never actually come across that anywhere. So it might be interesting to know just how many they've made of each time over the years, as it goes back to the 1980s.
We're looking for a historian now.
Yeah. Well, and of course, not only how many were built, but how many are still on the road. You have another question? Yeah, two.
Oh, yeah, okay. The other one was really, which I've talked to a few people about anyway, it was just dealers for habitation checks, whether people actually have habitation checks on their vehicle, and it was specifically on gas lines, really. Yes. That's the only thing you can't really look at. I think with electricity and everything, you can see the wires falling off, but do people actually get gas lines looked at? And if so, how often, and where will be a good place to do it?
If I can just interrupt here, this is very important, especially the older models, because they were using a rubber hose to supply the refrigerator, and it's a right sod to get the refrigerator out to replace. So in many cases, it hasn't been done, but it is very important. I had took it back to a chap called Ant, and he actually put copper tubing in to supply, so you don't have to remove the refrigerator in order to replace the rubber. Now, if you take off the ventilation at the back on the side of the van, you should be able to determine whether there's any rubber tubing. But that rubber tubing is only, it's dated, and it will only be legal for 5 years. So if you've had a van for more than 5 years, I would suggest that you have a quick look through that ventilation or take it in. And really, that's the main thing, because if you do get a gas leak there, you've got hot filaments and this sort of thing, and it could, yeah. I've only seen one fire in a Roma home, and there was nothing left of it. It went back to a flatbed truck, and that was actually local. I think they had left their refrigerator working when they were visiting friends, and it had gone. Right, so that is one important thing to take away with you the next time you take it into service.
It had been mentioned that, I don't know if anyone would be interested in this, but there are mobile caravan habitation check service people who would come to a rally. And people, I can't vouch for the cost or the efficacy of the service, but there are several around. If people were interested, we could certainly look into getting a mobile habitation check service brought to a rally, so that people can have the habitation checks done on site. There's a lot of nods going on, so we'll investigate that.
Can I say, we have ours done every 2 years by mobile chap. If you're in Warwickshire, in the Midlands, you can get it done at your own home. He comes out to your own home and he does the check there, and costs about £100 for the check. But he does everything: electrics, gas, everything. Very good. I can recommend it.
Moisture check as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get mine done every time I have it serviced, but I have a little man who lives at Bishop's Cleeve. I live in Cheltenham, and he comes out to do it for me. It does cost me around £100.
Yeah.
But he does do the lot.
But there are a lot of affirmatory nods going on, people thinking, well, £100, that's a small price to pay. We'll go for that. So we'll look into getting, whichever venue we're going to, we'll look into see if we can get a mobile habitation check specialist come attend the rally.
Sheldon, is it possible to get a directory set up for people? Because obviously everybody here is dotted around the country, and there might be several people that live in a vicinity close to each other. They might be able to use each other's recommendations, or at least if we had a directory or something where people actually try and say, okay, I live in Berkshire, there's people around here that use this guy, and you might be able to, because obviously word of mouth and using somebody that somebody's already used is normally the best way, especially when you don't know much about the mechanics or the habitation stuff.
In the past, in the magazine, there was a page devoted to good technicians that people said that I've used as technician. I think the problem with the directory is you're then treading slightly on GDPR rules that we shouldn't really be publishing where people live. So.
We just
Certainly,
don't have to. I mean, if you put the county even sort of thing,
yeah,
I mean,
but certainly,
that's quite a big area.
If you have a technician in your area that you recommend, send it into Alan, and we can restart the page in the magazine. That has,
Or you can stick it on the Facebook page.
Not everyone's on Facebook.
Well, you can put it on the members page on the internet.
Yeah, or on that.
Put it on the members page on the internet. Recommended engineer.
Well, actually, I'm going to ask that question, Frank. Just as a matter of interest, could you raise your hand if you regularly look at the website?
Regularly look at the website.
There's lots on there you should look at.
That's a majority. A majority do.
There's more than one website though, isn't there? Sean?
Yes, there are.
There's only one website, which is www.romaclub.org. That is the official Roma Club website. There are myriad Facebook groups, and none of which are affiliated with the club. There's one official Roma Club website and one official Facebook group, which is for members only.
So can you repeat the official?
www.romaclub.org.
Romaclub.org, that's all you need.
And there's a members section which is only available to members, obviously, a members section, and the password for that will
One
be,
on, because you're going live then.
will have been sent to you
On your card.
on your membership
Membership
card that you
card.
receive in January.
And it changes every year
Changes on the 1st of January every year, that's it.
when you get your card.
When you get the membership card, the password at the bottom.
Yeah, and it's on the 1st of January it changes.
Well,
Password changes on the 1st of
yeah,
January.
it changes on the first, but you don't get it till you've actually paid the next membership, so
No, but
you get your card and then it'll be on there.
Yeah, I don't.
That's the only time you will actually see it, will be on your card.
Membership card.
don't forget
That's why I
the
carry it with me.
password.
Yeah, so if you don't pay till March, you won't know till March.
Sheldon, we don't get fined for losing our membership card, will we? Because I was like,
That's a lot of fines tonight.
Go back to sleep.
They go back to bed.
By the way, you know there's no parking on the grass. You mustn't park on the grass, otherwise you get fined.
another fine.
I'm just saying officially it changes on the 1st. But the webmaster and Alan don't change it until we have sent out your first membership card sometime at the beginning of January. Because we
Lovely.
keep the December review so that we can put your membership cards in and send it out just after Christmas, well, beginning of the year.
But hopefully it's not beyond the wit of members to try the old one. If it doesn't work, then they must realise it's the new one, and vice versa. I would think so.
I don't think many people are looking at the website.
Any more technical questions? Any other business? Hello, yes.
I'm Patsy, I'm one of the newbies.
Patsy?
I just want to ask, has anybody got solar in their Roma homes?
Yes,
You have,
I've got
good.
solar
Because I
panel
just-
and a compressor fridge. My
So,
solar panel powers my fridge.
That was my next question.
And also a kettle, a 12-volt kettle,
Yeah,
and USB charger.
brilliant, because I've just had
And
it
it's not-
put in,
Yeah,
so I haven't used it yet. But obviously I wanted to know who's got them, that if I can ask any questions.
Isabel,
yes,
what is the wattage of your panel?
I've got the paperwork in the van. So I can tell you. But no, I can tell you when I go back, because I've got it, I've kept it all with me.
no.
All these things need to go to Alan to go in the review as tips and recommendations.
I know you You'll have a queue.
Yeah.
You don't want to know
But
about it.
The one thing is, with my compressor fridge, working off my solar panel, and the battery is charged in my new, I think it's not a lithium battery, but it's a very lightweight battery. I don't need to worry about the gas pipes behind my fridge, because we had an awful job to get the old fridge out. It was fitted so tightly. So,
There's nowhere to grip it.
no, I've now got a nice little cupboard by the side of it. They've done it all nice and tidy.
Isabel, what time are you starting tours of your van?
To be honest, one of our members used to have a little sign in his window, because whenever he came back to his van, there were people standing around, and he used to put conducted tours 50p.
Alter the RNLI. Could I,
Very yes.
this is related to the badging and that sort of thing. But I noticed that if you go to a camping club rally, there's always a pennant for that group. But we have nothing to identify ourselves apart from just this. Did we have one at one time or anything? Like, yes, yeah, a pennant, yes.
What's a flag?
At one stage, we had a very, very old flag. Is Jan here?
Yes.
Because Jan repaired it, and it used to be, you here at the AGM, and it would have been on the wall behind you. Where it's gone, we have an idea, but we can't prove it. And also, we purchased 3 flagpoles and 3 Roma home pennants, We don't know where they are either.
Right.
But it could be that we could
Somewhere
buy
in
one
Kent.
for
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
In answer to the question, all these things can be got.
Got
Um,
at a cost.
But they are the issues. One is the cost, and the second issue is getting them to their destination.
Somebody to look after it,
Yeah.
bring
Yeah,
it back to the
store
next
it.
rally.
You know,
Rallies, yeah.
A case of example, the boards for the photo competition, Eric and Anne keep, and they couldn't come, so luckily Jan kindly offered to bring them, but otherwise they wouldn't have got there. And the same thing would happen with pennants, you know, if you know, Keith has the pennants and for some reason can't come, then the pennants don't appear. We looked into this when we lost some of the 3 years ago when we lost some of the old equipment, and we came to the conclusion that to try and keep it as simple as possible, because the logistics of getting all this equipment to places was quite difficult.
That was the same with that pup tent that we used to have. That, you know, you had to get somebody to go and pick it up and take it to the next rally or meeting.
Yeah, but we're not having lots of rallies now, are we? So that's not going to be a big issue.
I think just use it for your AGM and your September.
But frankly, we can certainly look into getting them, but they're not cheap though. You're looking at a couple of hundred for.
Well, there's no point chasing other countries, somebody else holds it.
But we've got
They have
banners,
money.
we've got the banner on the door, we've got the banner at the front. I personally think that's. I'm a vexillologist, I love flags. I've got over 200 of them, but
You've got rum home one.
I don't one, but I actually don't think that is a necessity for the club to spend their money on. And we've already got banners. Personally,
End of the day, it's something else that somebody's got to
Somebody's got to
carry.
carry it, yeah. I don't want it in my arm.
That's what someone's going to have to carry all this. We've seen it before, where somebody
No, I
says,
love
well, I
flags.
can't take it, okay, well, I can't take it, so what's the point? It's just making hard work, the committee, again, they're going to lug it around, nobody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not necessary.
Does anyone else have anything to say? Otherwise, we can wrap the meeting up. It's not one of Alan's ones. It's 32 minutes of me going. Alan has normally finished it in about 8, so it's all been very chatty. Yes.
I've gone quick. Just as a matter of interest, talking about the fridge and the gas safety, when we bought our old original C15, the back was full of water, and I drilled a couple of holes to drain the water out, and I could never get the fridge to work, ever. And eventually, after a long time, I realised that gas pipe runs through the GRP in the floor. And I was doing the gas pipe. And I'm still here to tell the tale.
Can I just ask?
Yes.
Does anyone in us, what's my boss now?
Yeah.
Anyone who has an outlook of that size have a microwave in their vans? Because it's something that my son would like me to have. Obviously, as long as I'm on electricity. But you can get a 15-litre one now, which.
Julie was asking, does anyone have a microwave in their outlook size van, and how do they get on with it? Blank looks.
They were selling them at one of the big county shows we went to, and they sold out just like that. They were small and they were camper vans, but I've never seen them again since.
They were selling them for £10 and they had about 300, and by the time the afternoon was done, they'd all gone.
Yeah.
And they was only small. They were
But they were more.
Roma homes.
Yes, well, for camper vans, they were small camper vans, yeah.
There was one lady who came from Bridport in Dorset, and she was at the Cheddar site one year, and she had one in her little vans like ours, but I've never come across anybody
No,
else. who had
Lynn
one.
had one. Do you remember Lynn?
Oh, did she?
Lynn had one, yeah. She's not remembering it.
Anyway,
I don't even have one in my house.
Yeah. And I can't really see any reason why we couldn't.
I shouldn't think so.
But just thought if anybody's had the experience, then I could have talked to them about it.
Blank looks.
Yeah, it'll be.
Well, if you've got a lot of sites, you've got like 6 amp, 10 amp supplies.
Yeah.
Anything else anyone wants to say? Then I officially close the AGM to. Oh,
One more. I think you wanted to, you go
I
back.
just wanted to know if anyone could help me with the rear door lock on my van. It's a C15, sorry folks. It's it will lock and then won't unlock. Or it will unlock and not relock. I've had it off the door lock, I've cleaned it, I've defaulted it. I can't do anything with it. It's a decent one.
Yeah, you can get one.
Yes, but is it a left hand or is it?
No. You turn it to.
Yeah, it's finding out. Because they show you online that there's a left and a right.
Yeah.
But they don't actually put the appropriate lock in the same place. They have two locks that are facing the same way, basically.
In the stationery is particular, I can't remember. As you say.
It's a Carolock lock.
Somebody go in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just a case of looking at whether it's a right hand or a left.
Camera van.
Yeah, but it's not just the wattage, it's the physical dimensions as well, isn't it? You don't want a great big thing.
It's got to fit over the cooker, it's got to fit over the hob.
Okay, everybody, so anything else? Then we shall officially close the AGM 2024. See you all next year. Kath, when do you want us to be here to eat?
Next year, then,
Next year.
No, we've just closed the meeting, we're supposed to be having lunch now. When do you want us back for lunch? Do you want us to stay here for lunch?
I'm not doing the lunch, am I?
It's the.
Yes, you are.
Right. There is no lunch, ladies and gentlemen.
There is lunch. You've ordered the food.
It's supposed to be a plan, but I'm not doing it. I'm not.
Oh, I thought you'd got stuff. No.
Okay, apologies. Go off and enjoy the sun. And we'll see you back here at 7 o'clock when we will draw the raffle, give the certificates out for the photo competition, and have the grand prize.
Thank you all for your hard work, folks. And if you ever need a hand and shout, even if we're not on your committee, we're happy to help.
Some of us, yeah. Ela.
That means you and I. Is that the same to you? No, I know.
Yes, and then use it for 30 minutes as well. Because I think I even commented that our Wellman's was similar to the share. Have you got a plan? Have you got a